I'm Taylor Barr, your midnight DJ. You just heard All My Favorite Songs by Weezer. I'm Taylor Barr, your midnight DJ. And a guard stands outside a castle. He has a purple vest on with gold accoutrement dangling from shoulder pads. They are big shoulder pads, each one about the size of a salad plate and thrice as thick. He stands guard outside of a massive fortress. It was the kind of building that would make a person wonder why it needed a guard in the first place. He often wondered the same thing. Why was he there? He stood on a drawbridge every working day of his life and had never seen an enemy. What was he supposed to be guarding from anyway? He had received a paycheck for standing there and not really doing much else. He would wave to the passers-by and talk to anyone that would listen. And many times a school bus would let off in front of the huge gates, and he would point and laugh at the children who didn't have any money because kids can't work. He wondered about his paycheck and his coworkers. Last time he saw someone working there was when he was hired, and the interview happened at another place entirely. How odd. Just then, the massive drawbridge gate slammed down, crushing the guard, killing him instantly. Up next was Time Stands by Nathaniel Ratcliffe, and after that, Whatever It Takes by Imagine Dragons. You just heard You by Benny Blanco, Marshmello, and Vance Joy. 3 people, wow. I'm Taylor Barr, your midnight DJ. And a bear cub wanders through a forest, not far from its mother. The cub bounds from mossy rock to mossy rock, pretending nothing because it is a bear. It takes pause. The gap between the current mossy rock and the next mossy rock is more than it expected. Should it go for it? The cub lacks reason. No, it should not jump. Yes, it will. It leaps, weightless for a fraction of a moment, and slams hard into the moss. Its yelp and its mother comes quick. The mother bear swipes hard at the rock. She doesn't understand that it did not intend to hurt the cub. She is simply upset and protective. The rock does not react emotionally, but it does tip, and then it starts to fall. And then it starts to roll. And the cub watched as the rock, what was slowly becoming several smaller rocks, tumbled down the mountainside. It watched as the rock caught other rocks and caused them to fall as well, and the cub watched as a line of trees was effectively removed from the forest. The mother was tending to the cub, not worried about the rocks. The cub watched as the rocks continued to fall. It saw a couple hiking, and it saw one of them panic and scream when the other was hit with a falling rock. The bear cub felt nothing towards the human. The mother tended to the cub. The hiker mourned her lover. Up next, Jealous Love by Noah Gunderson, and after that, Can I Call You Tonight by Dayglow. You just heard Sympathy by the Goo Goo Dolls. I'm Taylor Barr, your midnight DJ. And the microwave dings. My food is ready. It has been weeks since I had had a home-cooked meal like this. I've been subsisting off of snacks for the past month. Whatever I can find, trail mix, protein bars, whatever falls through into the stacks. Whatever falls from above. I reach for my heated burrito. It is hot to the touch, but I know it is cold on the inside. Such is the law of the land. I've learned to forage here, between the walls of old appliances. Food is abundant if you know where to look. Avoid the fridges. Most people come in here thinking the fridges will have the coldest cuts and the freshest berries. How wrong they are. The fridges have been wholly surrounded by the leading gang here. They hold the food hostage and prey on the meek. Those who are hungry enough to serve them are subjected to intense labor. The frigid land is a prison. This whole place is a prison. But not for me. I spend most of my time in the wasteland between the microwaves and the toasters. There are countless prepackaged snacks waiting in these machines. No one seems to know that, though. Or they don't want to know that. The downside of not living under the rule of the cold ones is that I don't get much vitamin C. My scurvy has been acting up a lot since I got trapped here. Up next, Plastic Beach by Future Islands, and after that, Holiday by Green Day. That was Too High by Moon Taxi. I'm Taylor Barr, your Midnight DJ. And there is a new aquarium in town, folks. A brand spanking new fish prison has entered our arena of businesses. Will the aquarium be cost effective? Will it receive enough ticket sales to remain open? I hope not. Fish have feelings too. They might not be as complex as ours. They might not even feel pain. We don't know yet. But they exist nonetheless, and they should be respected. They should have some sort of representation, I think. Or are these criminal fish? Is this an honest-to-goodness fish penitentiary? That would be impressive. And it'd be successful, too. We all know how well-liked and admired for-profit prisons are. Heck, I'd pay to go see imprisoned fish. Fish killed my uncle. Not that all fish are the same, I'd like to learn about each individual fish, because I'm pretty big into true crime right now. I might even start a podcast based off of this prison. I'll call it Sea Ward. No. Fish Prison. It's perfect. It's succinct. It tells the truth and it gets to the point. That's what you need in a podcast name. That's what's important. These fish will have their story told, whether they want to or not. Up next, 1, 2, 3, 4 by Feist. A few announcements, and after that, what is after that? Pay Your Way in Pain by St. Vincent. You just heard Ghosts by Bruce Springsteen. I'm Taylor Barr, your Midnight DJ. And a blessed tree grows atop a hill. It is surrounded by very little. The hill is grassy, with small tufts sparsely located. A breeze shakes the branches, and the few specks fall. Not fruit, no. It was snails. The tree is gangly, with thick, spiky leaves that protect from both sun and predator. Few birds attempt to feed from it, no mammal dare approach it, and so the tree is a perfect home for hard-shelled slimes. It is old, much older than the nearby forests, and a bit older than the hill. The tree remembers the Great Snail War of 1647, shortly after a drought. The tree had lost all its protective leaves. The birds descended. They came from the sky like raindrops. Hundreds of them flooded the tree, and the snail populations were slaughtered. All that remained were the eggs. From that point on, the tree vowed to never let the snails be harmed again. It over-photosynthesized, providing extra nutrients for the babies, and grew larger. It was the course of 400 years that it learned to learn. The tree became a weapon for the snails and a home. The snails are eternally grateful, even if they do not realize it. Up next, Yellow by Coldplay, and after that, Shine a Little Light by the Black Keys. But before I let you go, it's midnight, and you know what that means. It's the end of my shift, but don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow. Today was a pretty good day. Tomorrow will be even better.